Hello, welcome back. So we've got another £200 worth of 10p's we're looking through. After those alphabet 10p's, ideally we want some 2019 dated ones. We've never completed a 2019 book, but we have made good progress in it. We have got A, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L and M, N, O, R, T, U, V and X. So 7 still to go. We also have a 2018 book which we started for a second time because the 2019s are so scarce and hard to find in circulation, which we are 2 off of completing. We need H for Houses of Parliament and we need T for the drink tea. So let's get into these bags and see what we find. Okay then, so whilst the hunt is ongoing, we're going to go through some comments that have been left on my videos. We start with SS Deluxe, who says, I bet you've answered this question before, but what do you do with the books when you finish them? Do you sell them, or maybe do you trade them, or just keep them? The last option, I keep them. So once I've completed a book, I close the book and I pop it off to the side and I start a brand new book. I don't go back and refill the slots for coins that weren't circulated. So for instance, 50p book number 1, I think finishes with the 2017 Beatrix Potters not having come out, having been announced but not in circulation, so that's where that one ends. I have puzzled with the idea of maybe going back and adding in additional ones. Also, because the books I use are PVC books, which does damage coins after, I normally say up to about 5 years. I put them into coin flips and into coin flip albums, so I'm tempted to get some different coloured flips, put the coins that are missing from those runs of years of commemoratives and just adding them in so that I can see where the book's still ending, because I think it's quite nice to be able to see, oh, this is when this book ended, when these coins were the new ones or the ones that hadn't been circulated yet. So that's what I do with those books. Electric Adventure says, what time of year is the best to go to the Royal Mint Experience? Love your videos. Thank you very much. So I've said to many people, because for a lot of people it's quite a distance if you live in Scotland or if you live abroad or just somewhere that's far away from the mint, or you don't drive and have to rely on public transport. It's a bit of a bind getting there. So if you can only make one trip in a year, or one trip full stop, I would definitely recommend one of the Strike on the Day events, because it's the one day you can get that coin, and they've done a few of them in the past. I don't know if they're going to do any more for the rest of the year, but hopefully they'll do one again next year, because I think it's really cool. It's once in a year where most of my friends, coin tubers, and lots of my subscribers and viewers and other people in the sort of coin sphere tend to come along, and it's great to meet so many people. Plus, because you can generally strike three of those coins, you could sell 2 coins to put towards your fuel or travel or accommodation costs. But whenever I go into the Royal Mint, I try to make, as soon as I can, announcements on my videos for people that want to come down and say hi to me as well, because I love meeting subscribers and all the regulars that come along to the mint trips as well. So the Strike Your Own Coin changes periodically. I think it's going to be the coronation for a fair bit, because it's such a big event in the country's history, so I'm sure they'll want to do that for quite a while. But yes, if you're going to make one trip a year, go for a Strike on the Day event. Carl Gilmore says, as hard as it may be to believe, I currently own 3 Qs 2009, yet only 1 Suffragette. I had to double check my entire collection, but it really is the case. To be fair, one of the Qs was a bonus ball win, but the other 2 were genuinely found in circulation. Oh, very cool. It's weird sometimes the coins that you're missing or don't find. For instance, the current 50p book, we were missing Paddington at the station for so long. It took ages to find a Paddington at the station, which is a very, very common coin. So it's just bizarre that sometimes that is what happens. But to have 3 Qs and only 1 Suffragette, or to have found 2 Kew Gardens and only 1 Suffragette, that's a bit of a crazy odds. I wouldn't mind that kind of luck though. Castlegate Junction says, just noticed Kew Gardens was restruck in 2019, so if you found one first before 2009 version, would it go into the book or not? So NIFCs I don't put into the books, they get popped off the side, put into my wider collection. So NIFCs are coins not intended for circulation. So in 2019, to mark 50 years of the 50p, a whole bunch of designs, I don't have my cheat sheets to hand to show you, were restruck for collector sets only. So if someone bought that set and broke it out of the set and paid it into their bank, bought something with it, you might find one in your change. You shouldn't, but you might. So they are NIFC coins would I put it in the book? I think I would. I think because it's the Kew Gardens, because it's the hardest coin of 50p to find in circulation. I think that if I found a 2019 one, that would go into the book, and if I didn't find an actual 2009 circulated Kew Gardens 50p, then I would probably end the book with the 2019 holding that placeholder. But yes, I think that's the only exception to the rule. Obviously, if I then went on to find an actual 2009 Kew Gardens, I'd swap it out, pop that one in, and put the placeholder one into my wider collection. But yeah, I think that's how I would do that. Obviously, if it happens and I don't do that, don't hold me to this. ID Muttley 101 says, "Hello, Chris." You're Christopher. Everyone's allowed to call me Chris once. That's all. Until I correct you. Right, it's interesting watching your videos as well as the BCC vids. Thank you very much. I'm a noob at coin collecting. What are those numbers that appear when you insert an image of a coin, such as the Ironside number 79, and how can I find this chart? So it's not a chart. So it all started, I think someone said, this is back before Benjamin Bunny was in circulation, so pre-2017 or early 2017. Someone said I should keep all my dictionary 50p's because they're the most common circulating commemorative at that time, before Benjamin Bunny took that crown, and see how many I found over the course of filling a book. But at the time I was just starting my YouTube channel. I wasn't making an awful lot of money from it, so to keep all of my dictionary 50p's, all of the most common commemorative circulated coins, would add up to be a little bit too expensive for me to do so at the time. So instead of doing that, I put up a little counter, and every time I found one, added a number to it. So that has then evolved into on the £2 and the 50p's. I pick a handful of different designs. Sometimes some of the coins I keep the same throughout the different books. So like Benjamin Bunny is the most common, so I've always got Benjamin Bunny counter on the 50p books. It's just a log to see how many of those particular designs we find over the course of filling a book. It's just an interesting thing, and when we get to wrap up at the end of a book, the first episode of the next book, I'll show you all the counters completed. But that's what those are for. Kranzer says, "You mentioned the Coronation 50p slot, but what about the Star Wars 50p coins? Are you anticipating they will be out anytime soon?" So I don't put slots into books of coins we know are coming out, because sometimes they don't circulate, starting with the 2018 Snowman 50p. Or was it the Gruffalo? It might have been the Gruffalo was before the Snowman. Yeah, so I think 2018 was Gruffalo. So that 50p didn't go into circulation, so I didn't put a slot in my book, because you shouldn't really be able to find them in change unless, as I said earlier, someone spends one. So I haven't put a Coronation 50p slot into the book yet. They have announced that they plan to circulate them, but there's no news of them actually physically going out into circulation yet, unlike say the 2021 Britannia, which has been minted for circulation. The figures have been already announced, they just haven't entered circulation yet. So once it becomes final, and we know for certain they go into circulation, then the slot gets opened in the book. So the Star Wars 50p's, I want them to go into circulation very, very much, not just because I love Star Wars and would love to find them. I think it would do absolute wonders for coin collecting, to have people interested in Star Wars looking at in their change for those Star Wars 50p's, finding other designs and going, oh, that's quite interesting, what, I didn't realise there were other designs as well, and then that could start a new hobby and really help coin collecting attract more people to the hobby. What's the chance of them circulating? I would say 0.00000 nothing percent. If I just can't see it happening. There seems to be some of the more hot topic cultural issues, significant issues in our history, they get put into circulation, and all the rest, which is sort of like Winnie the Pooh. It's a great bit of British history, but it's more commercial, I guess, is the best way of putting it. Not that I say it's a negative, because I like the more commemoratives the better. As I said many times, I get the frustration that lots of coins get minted for collectors to buy and then not put into circulation. That annoys coin collectors and turns coin collectors off. But I would much rather, if there is no demand for a specific denomination one particular year, I still want the Royal Mint to make commemoratives to celebrate these great people and themes across our country that deserve to be commemorated. But yeah, I don't think Star Wars will go into circulation, but I really want it to. A bit like Harry Potter. I think it's going to be like that. Right, High Path says, are there a number of diversity coins falling as the percentage of coins searched in this book compared to the previous one? So it very well could be. I think we'll wrap up on this question because it's going to be a bit of a rambly answer to it. So when a coin first gets circulated, that's sort of a pinch point, a bottleneck, because they're just coming into circulation, they start appearing, but there's not been widespread yet. Within a few months, when the rest of that tranche, or whatever, however many millions they make of that coin comes out, they become very common. You find lots and lots and lots of them. Yeah, it's because they're brand new, they're making their way into circulation quite prevalently, and then over time there is more of a jumble in the coins in circulation. Some get taken out of circulation by collectors. Over time, coins get damaged and removed from circulation. They get put into money pots, money jars, savings pots, things like that. So I imagine it will be, if it's a graph, it would be flatlined, and it would peak and peak and peak and peak and peak as to it being really common, and then it would start coming down again because they naturally are getting spread more wider into circulation, like all the older coins that are out there. But the cash centres, when they first get widely circulated, they will be overrun with these new designs, as there'll be lots of them about. But that's my opinion, at least. That's not fact, so don't take that as gospel. I'm sure there are plenty of other factors at play as well. Right, with that being said, then let's get back to the coins. Okay then, so just a couple of finds. One very bad condition jersey 10 pence, but a find is a find is a find. More excitingly though, we've got a cud error. I find these every now and again on the 10 piece. There's a little lump of metal that shouldn't be there, so that's quite cool. Unfortunately no alphabet 10p's, but I'll take one of these. It's been a while since we've seen one of these cool cud errors. As ever, links will be in the description of this video over to my coin collecting Discord server if you want to come over and join that. There's also links to my other social medias, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, the PO box address you can write into, and of course the Britannia Coin Company, who I work for as my day job, making videos for them. So please do check that YouTube channel out as well. All it leaves me to do now though is thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed, and I'll see you next time for more coins. Bye!